told your friend you're not.
Why in school? The last lecture hall was silent except for the steady rhythm of chalk striking against the blackboard. Everyone was keenly understanding the math question except the one girl, and that was you. Sitting in a third row, you were blinking lazily at the professor's handwriting. Why and oh, why it is so boring subject. You muttered while stretching your arms and letting out a long, noisy yawn. Arya. Why stop it now? What if Professor caught you red-handed? She whispered and gave you wide eyes as you yawned little too loudly. You didn't mind her words and continued yawning. Behind the podium, Professor Jungkook, known as the most cold-hearted person of the college, was standing. His sharp gaze was locked onto you, but you were unaware of that. You let out another exaggerated yawn while resting your cheek on the desk as if it was a cozy pillow. Jungkook sat looking at you, placing the chalk on the podium. He spoke. Miss Ryan, but you were lost into your dreamland. The students looked at you, Arya. Why can't she wake up, please? She whispered, gritting her teeth while forcing a smile. Miss Ryan. This time he said a bit louder, but you snuggled deeper into your desk, which made him more pissed off. And then talk. Jungkook walks over to you, making everyone gulp. Looking at your face for a fraction of a second, he spoke. The entire class jumped, but none other than you. You rose up from your seat in panic, eyes wide, hair flying, and mouth blabbering. Why, mummy, you mumbled in a half sleep. There was a moment of silence, and the classroom exploded in a laughter. Some girls nearly fell off their chairs. Arya was crying with silent giggles. She couldn't bear any more, so she just shrugged her shoulders, making you groan. Jungkook sat at the students who quickly became quiet like statues. What is the problem? You yelled and shoot open your eyes. You looked at Arya, who was sweating from head to toe. You raised your eyebrow at her. She slowly pointed at your right side. You scrunched your eyebrows and looked at your right side. Professor, you asked, giving him a toothy grin, though your legs were shaking. Miss Ryan, good morning. So nice you woke up. I was thinking that why not you go and solve that question? He said, his arms were crossing over his chest. You gulped. Ryan, you had no other option than listening to his order. You slowly dragged yourself to the board, still in daze. You didn't even understand what subject this was anymore, math, physics, or advanced rocket science, as all were looking same to you. You turned your head back to see Jungkook, whose burning eyes were glued. You gulped hard, and forcing a tired smile, you picked up the chalk and your left hand immediately dropped on the floor. When, oh, Professor, the chalk broke. You said, picking up the broken chalk and showing it to him with a toothy grin. Jungkook, don't worry, Miss Ryan, the box is full with the chalks. I will get you another one. Saying that, he walked towards the table and fetching out a piece of chalk, he handed it to you. Here you go, show them your skills, he said with a faintest smile playing on his lips. He knew very well that you couldn't solve the problem, but still he was doing that intentionally. Gathering up some courage, you started scrubbing nonsense on the board, which made everyone laugh. Suddenly the bell rang. Jungkook leaned and then spoke. Miss Ryan, come to my cabin. He said, slipping his hand into his pant pocket. You smiled nervously and then nodded, glancing at you for one last time. Jungkook left the classroom. You were standing there still frozen. Arya ran over to you. Hey Ryan, go to his cabin before he comes again and asks you to solve another difficult question. She said, patting your back. You nodded and left for his cabin. You walked towards the wooden door with the nameplate Professor Jeonjungkook. Your hands hovered over the doorknob. You pushed open the door. The room smelled like cedar wood and cologne. It was dimly lit and quiet, just like him. You looked around, your eyes were searching for your professor, but he was not there. You blinked in confusion. Before you could call out his name, the door clicked shut behind you. Wine, Professor? Yes, Jungkook is your secret friend. No one knows about that. And it is you who wants to keep it secret until the time you feel comfortable enough to tell everyone. By the way, what are you doing in the classroom? Falling asleep, screaming about Mummy, what was that? You pouted cutely. Wine, I'm sorry, actually, last night I was watching K drama and I slept late. I didn't intend to sleep in the classroom and say all that cookie. Yeah, I'm sorry. K drama? You didn't sleep because you were watching a drama? Like, seriously? What if you get dark circles around your eyes? I'm sorry, but you know the hero is too handsome. Oh, you said in a teasing voice while rolling the strand of your hair with a childish pout. Jungkook jaw clenched. He knew you were doing intentionally. You nodded your head like a child. Hmm, I already told you. You said looking up at the ceiling, acting as if you were imagining something. Jungkook slightly shifted on the chair. His name, Chainwoo. Your voice dripping with the honey as you said his name. He looked into your eyes and then spoke. Remember this, princess. You can watch whoever you want. You guessed softly. He then smiled. After 10 minutes, now go, the bell for the next lecture is about to ring, he said. You nodded and then you ran outside, making him smile. As you stepped out of Jungkook's cabin, you felt your cheeks still burning. Phew, Professor Jungkook, you muttered to yourself as smiling shyly. You were unaware that behind the frosted glass panel of the cabin door, Jungkook was standing with arms crossed. His dark eyes were following your every step. While you were walking happily, you saw a tall guy. His name is Felix, a boy from literature department who is shy, introvert, and has secretly shown you. Oh, hi, you okay? He asked shyly, smiling at you. Yeah, I'm fine. You replied, smiling back. As you were about to walk further, Felix called your name. Why, you are looking beautiful. He said, running his hand in his ear while giving you a small grin. Who? Oh, thanks. You chuckled nervously, stepping back a little. Hey, Ryan, would you mind if I asked you for dinner after the school? He asked, maintaining his shy composure. From behind the glass window, Jungkook looked. He quickly walked out with hands balled into fists. Your eyes widened when you saw him walking towards you with steady steps. Jungkook cleared his throat to catch Felix's attention. Is there a reason you are still standing here, Mr. Felix? He asked. Oh, Professor, I was just. Before he could say further, Jungkook cut him off sharply. The hallway went silent. A few students peeked from the classroom doors. Your heartbeat raised as Jungkook eyed at you. I'm sorry, Professor. Take your sorry and fake shyness back to class now. Felix nodded and practically sprinted away, trying to hide his embarrassment. You stood there silent. Go back to your class, Ryan. I will see you after school gets over, he said. You nodded, unable to form words. And then you ran to the classroom. The last bell rang, indicating that the school was over. You were standing in the hallway waiting for the students to go out the school. As you saw the last group of boys left the school, you quietly walked to the back door of the building, your bag swinging from your shoulders. You slowly crossed the garden path to the far off the ground, and there his car was parked in the shadows between the neem tree. The black tinted glass was reflecting the golden sun, but inside he was waiting for you. You look around and then opening the passenger door, you slipped inside silently. Buckle up, he said, though his voice was soft, but it held the signature authority. You clicked the seatbelt in place, glancing at him. He smiled and started the car, pulling out of the ground. After a moment, you turned to him. What are you looking at? Professor Jungkook raised the eyebrow. You quickly turned to the window to hide your red cheeks. What happened, princess? He said. He slowly took the left turn, his one hand on the steering wheel. You looked out through the window to let out a gasp, but your eyes instantly widened. There on the sidewalk, you saw Arya walking with her academy fellows, panicking. You shrugged out, and then you shrugged instantly, pulling your hood up while sliding low in the seat, almost sinking into the floor. Jungkook frowned, looking at you. What are you doing, Ryan? Arya, she's here. Please speed up the car. You whispered, looking at him innocently. He sighed, and instead of speeding up the car, he slowed a little. No, I won't. What? But why? You asked him with wide eyes. He said and stopped the car on the road. You gulped. No, please, Jungkook. I don't want them to know. Fine then, we are going to my home today. Saying that, he started the engine of his car. You flinched, but deep inside you were feeling the butterflies fluttering into your stomach. Time skipped. You unbuckled the seatbelt slowly and walked out. As you reached his home, Jungkook pledged, parking his car. After parking the car, he stepped out and you both walked inside the house. Wow, you got the new dining table. Let's not beat around the bush. The next morning, the moonlight was entering the classroom through blinds. The classroom was deadly quiet as Jungkook was standing at the podium delivering the lecture on a very important topic. As he was halfway through a crucial concept, his eyes landed on you and a sigh left his mouth. Your head was resting on the desk while your cheek was pressing against your arm, lightly snoring. You were sleeping peacefully during his period again, though Jungkook, but he doesn't compromise your studies. Miss Lee Wyan, he called out your name, no response. Oh, why this girl creates trouble for herself? She slightly shrugged your shoulder in an attempt to wake you up, but you didn't move an inch. Jungkook took a step forward, the chalk in his hand snapping from the pressure. Lee Wyan. The entire classroom jumped. Some students dropped their pens. You stood upright in your seat with a loud gasp, eyes wide and heart thundering. You looked at him stunned. Would you care to tell me why you think sleep is more important than the concept I have been explaining for the last 20 minutes? He said coldly, your lips parted, but no words came out. If you are not interested, you can leave, but don't waste my time or your classmates. A tear rolled down your cheek and fell into your notebook. You looked at him with teary eyes and then grabbing your bag, you zipped it up and walked outside the classroom without saying a word. Jungkook felt bad. Time skipped after school. You were sitting in the empty classroom while looking out through the window while muttering angrily to yourself. Wayne, what is his problem? Why he always acts like the villain in some extra drama? Don't waste my time. You mimicked his tone, as if I asked to be in his class. You were bad mouthing when the classroom door creaked open. You turned around and froze. Jungkook, you muttered as you saw him standing at the door. His expression were unreadable, but his eyes, they were darker than ever. You dramatically pouted, looking away, but you were giggling internally. Jungkook let out a sigh. After 6 months, it's been 6 months since you both got married. You both were sitting on the rooftop of your shared house wrapped in blanket. Stars spread above you like scattered diamonds. So, villain, you whispered with a mischievous smile, Jungkook smile. If I am the villain, then I guess you are my favorite crime, he said. Well, you still watch a Invis drama, but now Jungkook also accompanies you. After an year, you named your baby. Guess what?